by Barkakumari Bangalore Mirror Bureau, updated, June 3, 2018, 4 o'clock IST. It is the world's highest running event. Trust Bengalurians to set new goals. For now, it's Deepa Bhat and Taher merchants' time under the spotlight. This week, they completed the 60 km Extreme Ultra Everest Marathon, the world's highest running event, and with that, became the first Indians to do so since this competition opened in 2013. Everest Marathon is held to mark the historical ascent on the Mount Everest by late Tenzing Norgay Sherpa and Sir Edmund Hillary on May 29, 1953, and also includes half and full marathons. Back to the Indian feat. Bhat clocked the circuit in 19 hours, 50 minutes, and 40 seconds, beginning at 6 a.m. on May 29 and finishing by 1 a.m. on May 30. I took 2 coffee breaks, without which I would have fallen asleep, the vice president, products, of an e-learning firm shared on a quick call from Nepal. While merchants took 19 hours, 15 minutes and 10 minutes, he didn't run in one go. Mountains are unpredictable. That evening, temperatures went sub-zero. It started to snow, so I decided to stay back at a lodging and resumed the next day. For this, I was penalized for 4 hours. Otherwise, I would have timed 15 hours, says the businessman. No guesses, but the Nepalese won the first 8 slots. Merchant said, laughing. I saw them at the start and then at the finish, and nowhere in between. They are so fast. Rightly so, they're that Tamang ran it all within 7 hours to win the day. Nonetheless, they are proud that it took 2 crazy Bengalurians to bring this honor to India. It was in 2016 when Merchant thought of attempting the EBC challenge. Next year, he suggested the same to Bhat, his running buddy, and the duo got cracking. They had completed India's toughest ultramarathon, the 72 km Kartingla Challenge at Ladakh, already and wanted a bigger challenge. That's why they decided to take the EBC test. But running is not all that the participants had to do. They first trekked up from Lukla to the 5,431 meters high EBC for 11 days, rested for 2 days, and then ran down till Namche Bazaar, crossing 5 mountain passes. I want to do more mountain races now. Merchant's family wasn't keen initially. I have 2 daughters, 9 and 11 years old. When I broke the news to them, they brought up the movie Everest and said people who go to the Everest die, they don't come back. Even my coach was shocked. So I took him to my farmhouse in Sarhilpur, fed him good biryani and only then shared my plan, the 35-year-old guffawed. Biryani worked, and he started training. But this wasn't going to be an easy regime. In the run-up to the expedition, Merchant had to sprint 1,000 kilometers every week for 12 weeks, in sweat buckets and gym. Quote, also, I used to get these dreams that I am running in the Everest. So would get up at 3 to 3:15 a.m., go out and run. For Merchant, the task was not just to run down, but trek up too. Before the EBC, I had never trekked in my life. That's why I broke my campaign into 2 parts. First, to get to the start point at the EBC well, acclimatize myself, enjoy good food without the fear of falling sick. Second, run the route at a comfortable pace, so that I don't catch the mountain sickness. He didn't fall sick, but he almost fell on the ice. That too in the first 5 kilometers of the run. I slipped, but that's in the past. What remains in his mind now are the views of the stars twinkling in the clear night sky and tents looking like yellow dots at the EBC, at the backdrop of the Khumbu Glacier. Every day I used to look at the mountains and feel so tiny, humbled and connected. Mountains can do that to you. I want to do more mountain races now. Baby, Kilimanjaro. But before that, he wants to spend time with his family and eat a lot of biryani, because he has had enough of cauliflowers and potatoes. It's a very technical race. The first thing Bhat did on the finish line was pinch herself and ask, "Really? Have I done it?" and wear the Indian flag. Felt so patriotic. I hadn't carried the Indian flag in my hands before that. That surreal feeling hadn't sunk in when she spoke to the PM before catching her flight from Nepal to Bengaluru on Saturday. So I don't know what's the next challenge I want to take. Maybe a trail adventure route, the 41-year-old added. But one thing she was sure of. I want to hug my sons 14 and 17 when I get home. I had to stay away from them for the campaign, for training, but they didn't complain. My family has been extremely supportive. They kept me in their prayers. Training is really key to conquering challenges like the EBCs, said Bhat, adding that it's not simply about clocking miles, but conditioning your body well for the unforgiving weather, altitude and terrain, and eating right. So I used to run 500 kilometers every week, but only uphill, in Tirupati. I also dropped 4 kilos before the trek. It paid off, for she had no falls or sprains. It's a very technical race. You make one small mistake, lose focus for a fraction of a second, or make a wrong mid-foot landing, and you could be out of the race. I had no time to look up, look around, enjoy the mountains. All the time my head was down, looking at the rugged terrain. Maintaining pace is out of question because there is too much up and down. One minute you pick up pace, the next minute, it's uphill, then a sudden drop. But it was an experience of a lifetime, she maintains. It was never on my list of things to do, but I am glad I did. I had the fortune of sleeping at the base camp, on all that ice, looking at the notorious Khumbu ice fall from my tent and wondering how people go past it and summit the Everest. And, yes, she got to do yoga there.